Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today we're going to be talking about my July favorites as well as my not so favorites. So before we get started, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you love favorites videos and you want me to keep doing them, because I'd be happy to do that. And let's just go ahead and get started. I don't know that I can go in a particular order. Okay, I'm going to start with the favorites and then I'll go into the not so favorites. So first up is my Pureology Hydrate Air Dry Cream. Still loving this. Still using this. Every time I wash my hair, I put this in it and it makes it dry a little nicer. This stuff is pretty pricey, as most Pureology things are, but a little goes a long way and it's definitely worth it. Next up is the Alterna Bamboo Smooth Candy Dry Oil Micro Mist. It's a lot. So this is for ultimate frizz control, and I just kind of see it as a dry conditioner, I guess. It's basically their candy oil in spray form, I guess. The reason why I picked this up is because one of my friends swears by the candy oil and was just like urging me to get it and saying, look, it's not gonna weigh your hair down or anything like that. So one day on Hotlook they had Alterna and they had a combo of the candy oil and this. So I tried this. I still haven't tried the oil, but this has been pretty awesome. It smells amazing. And you kind of just like mist it on the bottom parts of your hair. Oh, it smells so good. And it kind of just makes the bottom parts of your hair look not so crazy, especially as the days go on. Because for me, my ends get really dry because I'm using dry shampoo, and I don't know, my ends just get dry. So whatevs. Next up is the Kenra Fast Dry Hairspray. This is a flexible hold thermal spray. So I was getting really into using my curling wand, and I have the kind of hair that doesn't want to hold a curl. It really doesn't. But I also don't want to put a crazy amount of hairspray that's gonna make it crunchy. This will not make it crunchy. This is a good kind of hairspray that you can spray the strand of hair, use the curling wand, and also use it to set it. It doesn't make your hair crunchy. It smells amazing. This is just like a deluxe sample size. I probably would buy a full size of this once this is done. I take this on trips. It's really great. I really, really love this. When I use this, it does make my curls last longer, but it's not a miracle product. The only thing that's gonna make my curls last longer is if I get a perm. Maybe not even then. The good thing is that because it doesn't make your hair crunchy, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll curl my hair, and then when the curls kind of go away, I'll just like comb it out, and it actually just gives a nice little body to my hair and not necessarily like a curl, but it's not gonna like have flakes and whatnot. So I think we're done with hair, so let's do skincare. I've got two skincare faves this month. We have the Dermalogica Dynamic Skin Recovery, this is just a moisturizer. It's got SPF 50, which is amazing. It's very rare to find a moisturizer that has SPF 50. Trust me, I know, I've looked. Really great, and it doesn't feel like a sunscreen. There are a lot of moisturizers that have a high SPF, but they feel like you're applying sunscreen. They're like thick and white and uncomfortable. I just don't like that feeling. So this is really amazing. Also, the IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream. I had just recently started using this maybe a few weeks ago. As I posted on my Instagram, it has a pinkish tinge to it that might not show up on camera, but it's meant to kind of help with the under eye darkness as far as a little bit of correcting. It's not gonna be a corrector, but it gives like that illusion. I love the formula of this. It's got a great consistency. So it's not too thick, it's not too thin and watery and runny, and it's not so thick that you can't easily tap it out under your eyes. It's just a really good product. Now, have I noticed a huge difference? I don't know that I have, just because for me, skincare is a very difficult thing to know an obvious difference. I kind of just go based on what people are telling me as far as like how I look. I mean, granted, no one has told me I look tired, so that's good. That's a step up. This does have caffeine in it, and it's supposed to like waken up your under eye area. I don't know. I personally like it. It doesn't have a weird smell. It's amazing. Let's move on to makeup and hope that my camera doesn't die. So I've got quite a bit for makeup as usual. First up is my IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. This is the original formula. I have not tried the Illuminate formula. I don't know that I need to yet because I've got oily skin. Well, at least combination skin. I'm in the shade Light. I find that it's pretty perfect for me. I know a lot of people have had a hard time finding the right shade in this product because their shades are so limited, but they are going to be coming out with more shades, which is good. And also you can kind of just choose the shade that's closest to you and get a deluxe sample size of a darker shade or lighter shade to mix in to get your perfect shade. The reason why this is worth the effort is because it's got SPF 50. And especially if you're going on vacation, you're gonna be walking around in the sun and whatnot. If you don't have a sunscreen that has it, you wanna have it in your foundation, and SPF 50 is perfect. Another IT Cosmetics product is the Confidence in a Compact. I only recently busted into this, mainly because I was doing a first impressions video and I filmed it, which I still haven't put up, and something really interesting happened when I first tried this. You guys will see eventually. But yeah, I am in the shade Light, and this shade is pretty perfect for me. I use it with the brush that is recommended. I can't remember which one it is. It's like a flat brush. It's like a flat angled brush. And you kind of just swirl it around and then brush it on. I like to brush it on and still blend it through with a beauty blender, just because I've gotten so used to using a beauty blender, which is weird because I used to only use and swear by foundation brushes, but whatever, you live and you learn. I don't use the little applicator at all. So I believe this one has a few more shades than the regular CC cream, and this also has SPF 50. Of course, I'm going to talk about my IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. Still haven't found something to replace this, so I'm going to keep talking about it in favorites videos. It's just a great powder. This is my second one that I'm on. I don't really use the little applicator in here. I just use it with whatever brush I'm going to be using. It's just amazing. I find that it sets everything really nicely. Sometimes I'll use it for my under eye area. I just have had no issues, and I just love how it finishes my face. Another one that you guys are probably sick of me talking about, but I'm gonna keep talking about it because I love it and it's a drugstore product. Sometimes it's really rare to find an amazing drugstore product that day in and day out is performing, and it's my CoverGirl True Blend Blush in the shade Medium Rose. It has the same marbling similar to Hourglass blushes, but I find that this is actually, I find to be more pigmented than the Hourglass blushes, which I love them. If I'm in a rush, this is what I reach for because I know I won't have to build it up so much. Love this. All three shades are amazing. Another repeat customer, my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I have not found anything as good as this. If you guys have something that is as good as this, leave it in the comments because I'm definitely curious. I would love to do a dupe video, especially finding a dupe for this, a cheaper version, because this is just amazing. I haven't found anything to replace it. It's just that good. 2 more repeats, and then I think we're done with repeats. I think, no, we're not. Just kidding. So we got a few more repeats. I apologize for the repeats, but someone mentioned that new people to my channel might want to know what my favorites are, and since I'm doing a back to school giveaway, I have a lot of new subscribers. Hey, new subscribers. So I'm gonna mention some of these that I mention a lot. My 2 favorite concealers are still the Amazing Cosmetics Amazing Concealer and my Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Concealer. This I use in my under eye area. I love the applicator, it's very flexible. I love the formula, it's very thin. It doesn't make my under eye area crazy looking. And then this is what I use to conceal just about everything else. This stuff is amazing. I keep one in my purse at all times. I keep one in my vanity at all times. When I travel, I usually end up with 2 of them because of it. It's just that good. I'm in the shade Medium Beige, and in this one, I am in the shade Light. Keeping on with the concealing theme, I have to talk about my Ofra Cosmetics Magic Roulette Concealer. This is a little like roulette wheel of different color correcting concealers, and as you can tell, I use the peachy one and I use the green one. I love the Urban Decay Naked Skin color correcting fluids. They're amazing. This is unreal though. I had this in my collection for a little while, but I hadn't dipped into it just because, I don't know, I've kind of steered away from using pots because I find that when you use a pot, you have to like get something to apply it, so I'm not gonna dip my fingers in here. You can, but I just don't like doing that. So I dipped into this and I have been obsessed with it. It came on all of my trips recently. It's just so pigmented, like unreal pigmented a little bit, and it's just, whoa, full on green. I've never used correctors that are this pigmented and this correcting because they're so pigmented and opaque. It's just incredible. This is pricier obviously than getting an Urban Decay one, but the Urban Decay ones, you have to get every color separate, and this has all of them. So pretty useful if you have at least 2 types of tones that you're trying to correct. For me, it's darkness under my eyes and then also redness. So we got the green going on, but it has all of the shades. And y'all know I have an Ofra code, Alina30. Save 30% on anything from Ofra Cosmetics. There's no minimum purchase or anything like that. And of course, with all affiliate links or codes and whatnot, the small, and I do mean a small percentage that I make off of your purchase, it doesn't cost you any more money, and what it does is it gives me a little bit of money to go back into you guys. The money that I get from my affiliate codes I use to do more giveaways for you guys. As of filming this, I think I have 3 going on, I think. 3 or 4, and then it also helps with purchasing some of these items to review for you guys. So definitely appreciate you guys using the code if you are going to purchase from Ofra. Hopefully you guys believe that I am genuine about these products. I have been talking about Ofra since before they even knew I existed, before I got a promo code, so you can go back go back to the tapes. I don't think I've talked about this for a little while. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. I feel like I need to talk about it. I have had this palette since it first came out, and I've been using it just about every single time I do my makeup. Sometimes I swap out and use the Lorac contour palette, but for the most part, when I go on a trip, this is what I take. I only use this shade for the contouring because it's the only shade I find that works for me. I have hit pan, but being that this product came out, I think 2 years ago, maybe less than that, but still pretty good. I love these powders on top for setting my under eye area, and all of them work. They're all great. Next up, another repeat. I still haven't found anything as good as my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerriero Glow Kit. If you have something, a dupe or whatever that you want me to try out to compare to this, I don't know that it could beat this, so this is really, really good. It's the only thing I bring on my trips. It's amazing. Shh, hey! If you guys haven't been watching my vlogs, I found a dog, another one, in my neighborhood, and I've been fostering him until he's ready for his new home. Yes, I tried to look for the owners. I did everything. The rescue did everything to try to find the owners, and we just haven't been successful. So that's the little noise that you guys have been hearing. He's kind of like rustling around, being weird. So next up, I have 2 brow products. So the first one is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power, which I have talked about a bunch of times. I really, really like this brow pencil. It's very easy to use, a lot more easy to use I find than other brow pencils. It's in universal taupe, and they claim that you can use it on all different eyebrow tones, and it's based on like pressure. So if you press really hard, it comes off super dark. If you press really light, it comes off really light. It works for me, so I haven't tried it on any other color brows because I only have one colored brow. Another brow product that I have been loving a lot, which I didn't know that I would like because I'm not usually a huge fan of those oddly shaped eyebrow like pomade tips. I mean, it's called a pencil, but it's not really. It's a Too Faced Chocolate Brownie Cocoa Powder Brow Pencil. I'm in the shade Soft Brown. There is a darker shade to this, and I believe there's 2 other shades, a lighter shade, and I can't remember what the 3rd shade is off the top of my head. I did swatches on my Instagram, and a lot of you guys were like, oh, those are all way too light for me. Those are all way too light. Don't judge by some light-handed swatches. I had done like little like fake eyebrows. If you press hard, you're gonna get full pigmentation on this. So this comes out in an interesting shape. It's like a, well, it's not really like that shape anymore. It was kind of like a diamond almost. I think that's what it used to be. I can't remember. And it has a spoolie on the other end. I'm using Soft Brown because I tried the darker shade thinking that my eyebrow hair is basically like a dark brown, almost black. And the dark brown was too dark in my opinion. So I used Soft Brown. That's what I used today. Camera's dying. So now I'm going to talk about one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. This palette goes on every trip with me, but I don't really share it with you guys because it was no longer available and you couldn't ever purchase it. But they decided to bring back not just this one, but the other ones in this line, the Lorac Mega Pro 3. So yes, Lorac brought back the Mega Pro 3, 2, and the original. I don't know the status of them being in stock. Last I checked, this was in stock. If you missed out on this palette, I'm telling you, please, for the love of God, get this palette. It is my favorite of all 3. I have all 3 of these, and I have the Pro palettes, and I hate the Pro palettes. I'm okay with Mega Pro 1 and 2, but this one is the one that I've literally just fallen so in love with. It is such a good palette. You got 16 mattes, 16 shimmers, a total of 36 shades, all really amazing, all really blendable, just an overall amazing palette. The packaging is super slim. It's got a magnetic closure. It's got a mirror inside, so if you're traveling, it's just really that good. The part that sucks is the white part because it gets dirty, but like I said, this has gone on every single trip with me. I've used this palette so many times. It is dirty, but it is what it is. It's really that great. So the other eyeshadow palette that I've been taking on every trip is my little custom ColourPop pressed eyeshadow palette. I have been loving the shades in here. This is Mad About Ipsy. I don't know that this exists to purchase, which makes me sad because it's literally one of my favorite transition shades at the moment. So hopefully they come out with this again. This was basically like a special edition for an Ipsy Gen Beauty that they were at. Firefly I love for a just general beige shade all over. I've actually really liked this shade here, Dreamboat. It's like a pinky shade. Sometimes I'll use it as a transition shade. Pretty much all the colors that I have in here are pretty great. I like this brown shade too as a transition shade. Note to self, I need to get more of them. They're really good and a good price point. For lippies, I don't have that many because I've been wearing kind of the same ones for the most part. 2 of them are from the Urban Decay Naked Heat collection. The moment I put these on, I fell in love with them. I brought them on trips with me. I just couldn't get enough. The first one is Fuel, and it's this really pretty, like peachy nude, which is a color that I just never saw myself wearing. When I saw it, I was like, probably not even gonna swatch it because I'm never gonna wear it, but it actually is super flattering and I love it. The other shade is Heat, which is a metallized, I don't even know what this is, but it's just such a unique shade. And when you put it on, it's like liquid metal on your mouth. It's just such a beautiful shade. I do have a full video coming out on the Urban Decay Naked Heat collection, so just stay tuned for that. It is coming soon, I promise. And then I also have this Lancome L'Absolu Rouge lipstick. I got 3 of these through Octoly, and the shade I've been loving the most because it's very just easy just to put on is Exotic Orchid. And it's not necessarily an orchid shade as I would normally expect it to be. Usually an orchid shade is kind of like a bluish tone pink, but this is a very beautiful, like just pinky, not necessarily nude, just a pinky color, like a rose color almost. I'm just using every adjective that I can, but it's very beautiful. And super hydrating, which, I don't know, some days I'm just wearing too many liquid lipsticks and my lips are just like, stop, please stop, stop. Next up is the Stila Stay All Day liquid lipstick. I love this formula a lot. I just don't love how expensive the full sizes are. This is in the shade Basi. I don't know if that's how you say it. I got these on discount one time. Ulta sent an email saying that these were, I think, either 40% off or 50% off, and I was like, okay, yay! Now I can get them. Amazing. And also I recently got the Ultra Cosmetics Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Manila. I actually don't have this shade, and the moment I put it on, I loved it. Loved it. It's a beautiful, just nude shade, and it doesn't make me look dead, so yay. So I actually have a nail polish like line that I want to talk about. So I have been trying to find different ways that I could kind of detoxify my life because of my health. So one of them is nail polish. So I've been trying to switch over to the like 7 free, 5 free, or 3 free nail polishes. So I tried a few different brands, and Pacifica has actually been really amazing. They have a lot of really pretty colors, a lot of pastels, a lot of nice colors, and they're very opaque but not goopy. You guys know what I'm talking about. And they're 7 free, which means they're void of 7 of the bad ingredients that are normally in nail polishes. And they're pretty affordable, especially if you get them during like a buy one get one 50% off at Ulta. Amazing. The shade I'm holding is Pale Blue Eyes, but I've tried probably like 6 or 7 shades and they're all pretty great. I haven't noticed these to chip any easier. If anything, they last longer on me than most nail polishes do, so yay. Screw it. Let's mix in the misses. So along the same vein, a miss for me is the Zoya nail polishes. I know a lot of people love these, but I have only tried this one shade, I think. Actually, no, I'm actually wearing a Zoya nail polish, and yes, it's already chipped. I put it on yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, the day before, so 2 days. Yay. This one chipped within hours, and I put on my Instagram stories and they reached out and they said, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Like, did you use it with our nail wipes and then our top coat and base coat? And like, oh, and then I told them, no, I didn't, and they never responded. They were like, oh, we want to resolve this for you. They never responded after I said no, that I hadn't tried it with those things. I was hoping that they would say, look, like, we want you to try it again, like we'll send you those items or whatever, or even a coupon. But no, crickets. I'm sorry, if you have a good nail polish line, it shouldn't matter what top coat you put, it shouldn't matter what base coat you put, it should last at least 24 hours. Can we all agree on that? 24 hours at least. And it's not that these are very cheap either, so sorry boo, you had your chance to make it right. A miss for me. Gonna get a lot of hate for this, I feel like. The Tarte Tartist Pro palette. So this is the eyeshadow palette. I have been forcing myself to use this lately, and the reason why I hadn't used it a lot since I got it was because I don't really wear a lot of these shades for the most part. But I've been trying to force myself to use it a bunch. The reason why this is a miss for me is because these shades are very muddy and they're very, in my opinion, difficult to blend. I can make it work. I've been forcing myself to make it work, but for someone that's not very comfortable with eyeshadow, this is gonna be a hot mess. Yep, I can say that pretty safely. I don't know, some of the shades are just really chalky and just really awkward to work with. While I do think that this is a usable palette, you know, for a lot of people probably, with the shades that are all those plummy and burgundy type shades. This isn't a palette I would just go out and recommend to everybody. And it's not a palette that I consistently want to reach for. I even took it on a trip with me to try to force me to use it, and I didn't touch it at all. So for me, that's what just shows me it is a miss. Granted, yeah, I'll keep it and I'll use it when it comes to trying to do like a Tarte makeup look or something like that, but reaching for it on a day-to-day basis, nah. A skincare miss for me is the Derma E Vitamin C Renewing Moisturizer. It's not that this isn't a good product. I find that it does just fine as a moisturizer, but for me, at my age, it's too thin to be a nighttime moisturizer, because they have a thicker version of this, which I do use at night. But for this to be like your daytime moisturizer, it's too thin for me, and it doesn't have SPF at all, which for me, a daytime moisturizer, it needs to have SPF. It has to. I live in Florida. It's sunny year round. Year round. It is sunny for most of the day. So I need some SPF. So that's why this is a miss for me. If you live somewhere that's not as sunny, or you like to put your SPF separately, or you're a lot younger and you can use that as a nighttime moisturizer because you don't need as much hydration, go for it. So next up, I know this might be deceiving. This is the Beauty Blender Solid container, but it's not what's in here. I finished up my Beauty Blender Solid that was in here, and I know somewhere in my house I have stashed a bunch of deluxe sample sizes that I got of it with my Sephora VIB points, and I couldn't find it. And I was trying to wash my brushes for my trip, and I just couldn't find it anywhere, and I was frantic because I was running out of time. But I did find a deluxe size of the Sephora version of Solid Brush Cleanser. So I was like, this is gonna have to do. Now, to my surprise, the Sephora Solid Brush Cleanser is better than the Beauty Blender Solid Brush Cleanser. Trust. For brushes, I didn't really notice a huge difference, but ironically, this cleans the Beauty Blenders way better than the other one does. The other one, I just kept having to swirl it around and try to like get it clean. This cleaned my Beauty Blenders so fast, I was shocked. Because usually I have to kind of like try to clean them, and then I get annoyed, and I try to clean them, and I'm wasting water, and I try to clean them, and I feel like I'm wasting all this product. Not nearly as bad as the liquid version, but the Sephora one is still way better. And I think it's a lot cheaper. I'll definitely link it. But I would highly recommend it if you can't afford the Beauty Blender one, or if you're kind of frustrated that it's not quite cleaning your Beauty Blenders properly, try the Sephora one. I don't know what sorcery is in them, but it's good. So I actually have a not so favorite for brush cleansers. The NYX brush cleaner. I am almost positive that this is just water with food coloring in it, because it legit does nothing. It doesn't really lather at all, in my opinion. I mean, this could be mouthwash for all I know. It's awful. It's awful. As you can see, I haven't used that much because I tried it once and it was horrible. It did nothing, absolutely nothing for my Beauty Blender. It did nothing for my brushes. I don't have the time to spend on you, my friend. I don't. I know this is a lot cheaper, but time is money. Time is money. Another kind of not so favorite I have, and this one hurts me. This one really hurts me to talk about, because I loved it for a little while when I got it. It's the Benefit California Blush. The packaging is so cute. The product itself is super cute, but I just don't know what happened. When I first started using this product, it was so pigmented that just touching my brush, it was like, whoa, horror blush. And as the weeks have gone by, I find that I'm like literally stabbing my brush into it, trying to get color, and I just don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe like being exposed to the humidity here in Miami, I don't know what the deal is, but it just, I feel like even just rubbing my finger in it, it is getting some color payoff, but I feel like it's not as pigmented as it was when I first got it. I still use it, but it's just so much more work, and that's why it's gotta be a miss for me. It's beautiful color, just a lot of work now. I don't know what happened. Help, I don't know. Another favorite I have is this adorable Buku charger. So this is a portable charger for your iPhone, or basically anything that charges via USB. How cute is this? Super on trend, love it. They actually sent this to me, and I do have an affiliate link in the description box, which again, you guys know what affiliate links do. But I asked for this one specifically because it's, first off, so cute. It reminds me of the movie Clueless. It clips onto my purse and it's adorable. I do have my larger size charger, and that's what I use if I'm traveling or whatnot, because it holds 6 charges. This holds like 1 full like solid charge. So if I'm going out to like a club, or if I'm going out to a bar, to dinner or whatever, rather than taking my not so cute bulky charger and having to put it in my purse and waste purse space in my tiny little purse, I can just clip this on there and then I have one full charge, which is usually totally sufficient unless I'm going to a concert and I'm going to be live streaming the whole thing and whatnot, and then I'll have to bring my regular one. But for a regular night out or like going shopping or whatever, super cute. And I just hang it onto my purse and then I keep the cord in my purse when I need to whip it out. If you are interested in picking one of these up, they have a bunch of different types. Please use the link in the description box because like I said, every little bit helps. It goes right back to you guys basically. And it doesn't cost you guys anything extra to use an affiliate link. I do have a book. It's basically the most recent book that I finished reading. I'm not sure if I've talked about it. Actually, I think I have talked about it on my vlog channel because I've been doing daily vlogs. It's called The Dark Net, and I actually purchased it in a bookstore because they still exist, for y'all that didn't know. And the name of the book just caught my attention, and then I was reading the back of what it's about. It's basically about like the dark side of the internet, and it kind of talks about the history of the internet, how the internet started, how trolling was a huge part of the internet in the beginning, and it talks about like the dark web, which is basically an almost untraceable form of the internet where like people sell drugs and people sell all kinds of stuff, like all kinds of shady stuff happens. I know this sounds like a pretty dark book, but I don't know, I'm just weird. I like to like read about serial killers and I like to just learn about stuff, and I don't know, things like that are interesting. It doesn't like talk about like how to get into the dark web. I have no desire about that, but it just talks about like how things come about and how the dark web has kind of allowed some really interesting things to come about, positive and negative. And the dark web, it may sound like it's all bad because it's like I just mentioned, like they sell, like people sell drugs on there, but it talks about how the dark web is also really positive because in countries where you have, you know, a dictatorship or something like that and they don't have free access to internet that's not censored and that's not monitored all the time, people that are trying to be whistleblowers can use the dark web to disseminate information. There's a lot of also positive uses for it. If you're interested in that book, I'll definitely link it. I don't know why I didn't have it in front of me, but I'll link it and you can read more about it. I love books like that. And also if you have any recommendations for me of books like that, definitely leave it in the comments because I'm in the market for a new book. For TV shows, I haven't really been watching too much TV. I hate to admit that I've been sucked back into the news again and like online like YouTube news networks and things like that. I don't know why I do this to myself. I really don't. I shouldn't. It's awful, but I got sucked in again. But for music, so my memory card got full and I had to do some reorganizing. Now we're worried. One of my favorite songs at the moment. I've also been loving this song. I hate to say it because it is Bieber, but technically not him because it's David Guetta, which is also kind of embarrassing, I feel like. But I like this song. So those are all my favorites and not so favorites for the month of July. Make sure to leave in the comments what items you've been obsessed with this month and hating this month because I'm definitely curious. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today I'm going to be talking about my July favorites. So before we... Hey guys, it's Alina here, and today... I know a lot of people have had a... We're gonna have some bloopers for sure, huh? Just for that. Shh. Hey. You better not be doing anything. And it makes it dry a little nicer.